there's an accusation about Jay-Z and Diddy and a teenager, 13-year-old teenager. Right. And we were speaking about just the statement.
Right.
The statement, you were saying you felt like that was calculated.
That was, that the statement is something from, you can tell it was written by a lawyer. Mm-hmm. Because there's a point where it kind of gets aggressive. He says, you're going to find out, like how I'll handle this. Mm-hmm. And that's an attorney want to be combative with another attorney. That's not like your publicist wouldn't say those things.
This is on your.
Put that out.
Yeah, this is on. 50? Yeah, it says, I don't know what's going on, but are we still going to have the Super Bowl? I'm just asking for a friend.
Yeah, I'm asking for Kendrick. You know, right. I'm just trying to figure out if we're still doing everything the way. Right. Because look, they will fall back, but the NFL, they won't necessarily be associated to that.
Right. Why do you not insert yourself, but you're on top of every topic, right?
Yeah. I'm just watching. I'm participating. I'm being part of culture. I'm just telling you my opinion.
Right. Look, because you're part of the culture.
Like I can't say anything now. I'm out of it. I'm like I'm going to Dre's studio and just sit with Dre a little bit. And then, maybe I stay out of trouble.
Nah.
50 Cent has never shied away from stirring controversy, especially when it involves his long-standing rival, Jay-Z. Their feud, which has spanned years, was recently reignited when 50 Cent took a jab at Jay-Z amid serious rape allegations that have been dominating the media.
Right.
Oh my gosh.
That was fun. That was like watching it. Let me see the show and see the spaces are empty. Because they are reserved for someone else. They're not supposed to be sitting.
That's brutal. That's so brutal.
Man. Hey, man, Fat Joe in the World Series. We just recently had Fat Joe in.
Yeah.
And Fat Joe came in, man. And first off, he said, man, I'm wearing my ass kisser outfit. He came in like a purple hoodie.
Some Laker gear.
And with some, but and Joe's my guy. And at one point, you and Joe wasn't seeing eye to eye.
Yeah.
And he explained that too about, with Chris Lighty. And you know what I'm saying? Like, you just see things that in due time, grown men came together. And y'all really, like, even Buster.
Yeah.
Like, and Bust went out with Final Lap.
Yeah.
But it was at one time where you and Fat Joe, like, y'all weren't cool.
Not. Yeah. And look, Joe's the kind of guy that you want to be friends with. He's loyal to a default.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Right. And at points, like if that person's not, if you don't have the connection with them, you're going to just not like it because you're going to be like, what's wrong with them?
Right.
Like you don't have an issue, but it seems like you're uncomfortable.
Yeah. Association.
If a person's uncomfortable with your success, then they shouldn't mean anything to you.
No.
Right. And at that point, that's what I was getting off him and that vibe, big. So I'm just like, nah. Like, and I didn't I didn't invite these situations, but I didn't
run away.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I would look and go, oh, so you want a problem? Is that what you want?
Hey, man.
I was already in mode for that. Like the vehicles is bulletproof and bomb-proof and everything, and I'm like, what? I'm already geared up for the whole thing. So I'm like, oh, you thought you was like different.
How can that happen with Buster, Fat Joe? Is the Ja Rule, is it deeper?
The latest drama unfolded after Jay-Z's public appearance at the premiere of Mufasa, The Lion King, a film in which his daughter, Blue Ivy, plays a significant role. However, rather than focusing on this family milestone, Jay-Z's red carpet moment became the subject of 50 Cent's sharp humor.
Oh, no, it's the same thing that you see Drake experience. So how did he just have... This is the op page.
Right.
He was just winning consistently more than everybody else in the culture. And then these people start to turn into people that feel like they're ops all over the page, big. Because they keep watching them win. And then you go, I want this thing forever, man.
Right.
I'm not sure you can have it forever.
Right.
Not forever.
Do you ever get, like, not scared or something like that, but do you ever feel like man, like I'm doing so well? Do you ever feel like the high horse you could be knocked off the high horse?
You have to know when to pivot.
Right.
Right.
Like J. Cole?
I don't think J. Cole got knocked off. I think he got off the horse.
Yeah, and that's the one thing I wanted to speak to as well, man. At one point, Fifth, you didn't agree somewhat, and paraphrasing, or hopefully I'm not rewriting your history, but you didn't agree with how J. Cole got himself out of the Drake and Kendrick thing. Can you understand?
Because he's one of the top guys. That's like the competitive energy of it. You want to see them compete a little bit. That's when we're going to find out who really got it. Mm-hmm. Right? when he decided, nah, but I would have won the battle, but I would have lost a brother.
Right. But you don't I don't know why I understood that.
No. I understand the relationship.
Right.
Right? But I don't understand why the competitive part in the art form, if y'all brothers like that, then why wouldn't you compete? Why wouldn't you understand that we're just competing? Hey, come on. So you're saying we could be so close. We're brothers.
Right.
But I don't want no smoke with you. What are you, like my big brother that'll knock me the hell out in the house type of thing? Is a different type of brotherly relationship? Are you saying I'm not gonna do this because I know you're gonna get me?
I don't think that's where Cole was coming from, though.
I'm just saying to you, that's the energy you feel when there's no competition.
Right. Where I think Cole was coming from, Fifth, I think that it was when he said, like, it messed with my peace, 10 years. You know what I'm saying? Like why would I get down for you?
This is this new sophisticated version of hip hop culture we're talking about.
While 50 Cent has mocked Jay-Z before, this time his remarks were particularly biting, specifically targeting the ongoing rape allegations against the Roc Nation mogul. With social media already abuzz over the accusations, many speculated on how Jay-Z would handle the controversy, given his public profile and family image.
You know what I'm saying? Why do you think that 50 Cent is so damn relevant?
I love
Post the first album, and you know what I'm saying? Or
I think, look, our culture loves things that are damaged. And at that point, I was probably the most damaged thing that they've seen.
Mm-hmm.
So when you come through and you say you're gonna get rich or die trying, they love things that won't be able to sustain its position regardlessly. Like they get there and their own flaws of character will destroy them if you give them too much. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And that it's interesting to watch. Like it's like that you go, yo, the craziest things work. Like gold all in my grill. Like the Trinidad James thing, and you look and you go, this is a real person. It looked like the character from Martin.
Right. Right? All right, here we go. Renee, mark that one down.
No, but it was real. That's the way it looked. And we appreciated it. We liked it because it was like, yo, look at this.
Why do you think we liked you? Was it
because
the shot 9 times?
And coming in with all of that baggage. With everything that everybody was still on the street.
But then when we're finished, when we're done with that, why?
Big, the guy that got shot 9 times, album says he's going to get rich or die trying, and everybody involved is still on the street.
I hear you.
Think it's possible he died trying? That's the highest stakes you can have.
Mm-hmm.
Is this so-called entertainment game? Did you come in thinking about like the hustle game as well, the dope game that did like, man, this is easy for me?
You know, in the beginning, but there was always things that I couldn't understand that was happening. That was like I couldn't manage the artists. Mm-hmm. I couldn't keep all of the artists in pocket, or it'd be 5 of us here today. But
right.
You see what I'm saying?
Like, you talking about like G Unit, where
they're all, and because like when you look at all of the groups that came, right? They all kind of either the guy that's in there that is extremely talented pulls out to the front and he goes, "I'm going solo," and he like leaves the other guys, like, or there's the scenarios where. Because it started like that big. The beauty of how G-Unit worked is my solo album took off so big that I just brought them with me. So it was clear that it was me creating the opportunity for everybody else in the crew.
Right.
But we was all together. I wish it would have been Yayo.
Why?
Because then I could have did all of the business.
Does that, when you say do all of the business, and
if he would have been 50 Cent big,
right,
then I would have been running the whole thing.
Scandal erupted when Jay-Z was named in a lawsuit, accusing him of being involved in a violent crime at an MTV Video Music Awards afterparty in 2000. The lawsuit, which also implicated Sean Diddy Combs, included shocking claims that sparked widespread debate in the entertainment industry. Jay-Z has adamantly denied the accusations, describing them as part of an extortion scheme.
Do you think that is better for you, or is it different for you?
Then it would still be 2 of us. It would still be
gotcha.
He'd still be 50 Cent as the artist and out there, and I'd be probably the largest asset to us.
How is the relationship with members of G Unit?
They're good. Like I just look. I think that they create their own path, and everybody does in life. Like they just it's different things. Like certain things I don't believe in big based on. I think the things you go through make you who you are. Mm-hmm. And in my journey, like there's certain things that I'm not really, I don't even let it into my system like that. Like I think depression is a luxury.
Wow.
Because where I'm from, you can't afford to be depressed. You got to pay the bill, right?
Right.
So you got to go to work. You got to get up. You got to go do what you got to do. You got people right now that's at work that don't feel like being there.
Mm-hmm.
But they got responsibilities, so they
Yes,
go.
sir.
They feel uncomfortable while they're working, while they doing what they got to do. Like, and when these guys get in a slump and they just decide that they're not gonna do anything, I'm like, where they do that at?
Right.
Even when you're on the street, you got a pack. You just decide not to come outside.
Yeah.
They're gonna beat you. You're gonna beat the death. Wait till you come out. They're gonna beat the.
Yeah. When are you in Ja Rule?
Now, look, see, for me, Big, it's me performing music that takes people back to a different time period.
Right.
Right. You can't change it up.
Right.
This is what it was recorded.
You
This is
say
what
it
you
like
want to hear.
this. Yeah, and I'm going to do exact line for line where it was, because music marks time. When it comes on, you feel like you felt in the period that song was special to you.
Why have it in the show, though?
Right.
Well, it's your
Because
song.
it's
Yeah.
Right.
I'm doing a set list.
Right.
I did music from, like I said, when Nas and them, like a big part of, like it was a huge crowd
Yeah.
on the stage. It turned into a park jam. Like it was like, it wasn't even the Summer Jam show anymore. Like it was like, I bet you we counted, it'd probably be about 80 people.
Oh,
100
Lord
On
have
stage.
mercy.
Yeah. And not, like, that wasn't my entourage.
So on the plane, did you and Ja Rule, did y'all have any words like, hey, how you doing?
nah, like I knew he was there before I got there.
On the plane?
Yeah.
Man, so do y'all see each other?
Not like I saw him. Yeah, we sat right in first class. Like he sat on the other side, of, like by the window. So somebody sitting at the actual edge of it. See, then I sat down and I kept getting up and moving around and things.
Seeing if anything would happen.
No,
Jay-Z's legal team responded with a firm statement, vehemently denying the allegations and accusing the victim's attorney, Tony Busby, of attempting to extort him. Jay-Z also stated that he would not give in to the blackmail, emphasizing his determination to clear his name. "I will not give you one red penny," he boldly asserted.
I wasn't in the ad
Right.
because of look, Jay-Z and them was putting it together.
Mm-hmm.
So I think they still harbor some energy towards me.
You think you were purposely left out of the ad?
No.
Oh, okay.
I don't think. I think that they were saying the NFL had some issues with me that I don't know what those issues are. Like I don't. What is the issue? You see what I'm saying? Like, and I with M, because like with Nori was, he had communication. He said, yeah, I talked to the big homie. He was saying to Jay, he was telling me, you know, the white boy wouldn't do the truth without 50. Right? And I'm like, that's when I start saying crazy stuff, because I look and I go, oh, that's your big homie, right? And so he imaged himself after a gay painter. Your big
Okay.
homie want to look like a gay painter.
What are we talking about here?
We're talking about Basquiat. He wants to look like a gay painter.
Oh my God, I think I know where we're going with
So
this.
now look, what I'm saying to you is, look, when you start looking at, that's not mine, that's theirs, they Harper, right? But when you look at, M is looking at the entire legacy,
Yeah.
the whole thing, like with M, Dre, and myself, like that.
Despite Jay-Z's strong denial, the media and public have not let the allegations subside. Seizing the moment, 50 Cent mocked the situation publicly. After Jay-Z attended the Mufasa, the Lion King premiere with his wife, Beyoncé, and daughter Blue Ivy, 50 Cent took to social media with a biting comment. Jay said they said I raped a kid. Everybody get dressed. We're going to see Mufasa. Oh. His sarcastic post was a direct dig at Jay-Z, delivered in 50 Cent's trademark provocative style.
This morning, rap mogul Jay-Z is denying allegations he sexually assaulted a 13-year-old girl alongside rapper Sean Diddy Combs. That civil lawsuit filed against Combs in October was amended Sunday to include Jay-Z. The accuser, identified only as Jane Doe, says she was sexually assaulted by both men at a Video Music Awards after party in 2000. In a blistering statement, Jay-Z accuses Jane Doe's attorney of trying to blackmail him. He said further, quote, "These allegations are so heinous in nature that I implore you to file a criminal complaint, not a civil one. Whomever would commit such a crime against a minor should be locked away. Would you not agree? He added, my only heartbreak is for my family. My wife and I will have to sit our children down, one of whom is at the age where her friends will see the press and ask questions about the nature of these claims and explain the cruelty and greed of people. Joining us now, Joey Jackson, CNN legal analyst and criminal defense attorney and former prosecutor. There's a lot to unpack here. Joey, I want to start with just the statement from Jay-Z, which is so forceful in its denial. I just read a teeny part of it. It's long, where he says that they should file a criminal complaint. Is that even possible at this point?
So based on the allegations, Jessica, good morning, good to see you. I think that it certainly could be. Why do I say that? Now, he, of course, is more than annoyed, would be an understatement.
Yeah.
He has a family and he has a lot to protect, including his brand. But to the extent that he's saying, hey, come after me criminally, that could be likely. Why do I say that? Because rape in New York, and what's alleged in this complaint, is forcible compulsion. What that means in English is that it's saying that he held her down, raped her, and that, of course, the allegation is that Mr. Combs did the same thing. And so if those facts are actually accurate, it would require an investigation by prosecutors. And if true, right, you could pursue it criminally. Now, with respect to evidentiary value, yes, it happened 24 years ago, right, more than 24 years ago. But in the allegations, there's a few things. Number one, there's allegation that another celebrity was present at the time, right, in addition to other people. Number two, there's the claim by the victim, right, that she left, that she went and she was seen by a gas attendant who saw her in distress. Number three, that she phone called her dad, who showed up, the 13-year-old, and now removed her. So civil complaint, simply allegations, need to be proven in a court of law, but if true, it could rise to the level of criminality, and, you know, we'll see what happens, or if the DA looks and
The timing of 50 Cent's post was especially notable, as Jay-Z's attendance at the premiere had already stirred controversy due to the ongoing allegations. While Jay-Z was there to support his daughter, many questioned whether his public appearance was appropriate, considering the gravity of the accusations. Some speculated that the red carpet moment was a deliberate attempt to divert attention from the scandal. As always, 50 Cent was quick to fuel the flames.
investigates.
So what happens now?
So what happens now is this is simply a civil complaint. And in a civil complaint, it goes through the technical legal process. Now, the distinction, Jessica, between civil and criminal, of course, is that civil is for monetary damages, right? The system can only reward you with money. There's allegations that this 13-year-old is suffering from post-traumatic stress disorder, suffered depression, etc. So now you go to fact-finding, right? Before that, just briefly, there was a demand letter sent. And a demand letter is a letter being sent by a lawyer saying, hey, I don't have to sue you. We can sit, we can mediate it. If we reach an agreement, it never sees the light of day. Jay-Z saying, I don't care about your demand letter. I look at it as blackmail. You want to sue me, sue me. You want to look at it criminally, look at it criminally, but it'll go through the fact-finding process. If a trial is necessary to determine the facts, that's what will happen, but it'll be deemed civil. No indication at this point as to whether or not any criminal investigation will ensue as a result of this.
Yeah, and Jay-Z came back incredibly forcefully against these allegations and really singled out that attorney as well for being, I'm paraphrasing here, but greedy, saying he's out to get money, and calling that letter essentially blackmail.
Yeah, and in addition to that, Jessica, also suing the attorney, saying he's intimidating him, harassing him, etc. Now, demand letters are not new. What lawyers do is they send them out as a matter of protocol and practice so that you can expedite the process. At the same time, there's certain ethical standards that you have to use, and you have to have a good faith factual belief that this is true. Now, you can argue this complaint was filed in October, right? Could have mentioned Jay-Z then. You didn't. Why? It was amended now to include him. Are the factual assertions true? Are they fact or fiction? Is it a money grab or not? All of that will be litigated in a court of law, but according to Jay-Z, this never happened, is pure fiction. It is a money grab, and he's fighting for his name, reputation, and certainly innocence and justice in his view, which is he didn't have anything to do with it.
Yeah, and you touch on a point, too, that I wanted to ask you about, which was that this was an amended This was an amendment to this already existing lawsuit. What are people to take away from that? The fact that they're coming back and adding to this now with this specific name?
Yeah, Jessica, so it depends. That's also common. You could amend lawsuits, right, as a matter of course, and you do, to include certain factual allegations. The interesting thing to me, in terms of your question and the takeaway, if you had this information about Jay-Z, it happened allegedly in September of 2000, why not include it in the original complaint? What happened between October and now that necessitated you putting in, and it's a question of credibility. Was he celebrity A, right, as was noted in the October complaint? Is this pure fiction? And what's interesting in the complaint is he really, that is the lawyer, tries to tie Jay-Z to Mr. Combs in so many ways, right? Birds of a feather is the argument that he's making. You can make that argument. You need the facts to sustain it. Let's see if they come up with any facts.
All right, we will see. All right, Joey Jackson, thanks so much.
This wasn't the first time 50 Cent targeted Jay-Z over the rape allegations. Earlier, he posted a comment that seemed to mock the situation, questioning whether the controversy would affect the Super Bowl, where Jay-Z's Rock Nation plays a pivotal role in organizing the halftime show. Are we still going to have the Super Bowl? Just asking for a friend, he posted, with an underlying message that was hard to ignore.
And when he says, oh boy, for the audience that
Yeah,
knows, I'm talking about Jay-Z. This was discussed before. Jay-Z told Dr. Dre, just for people who's not up on this, or Eminem, that he didn't want you to perform part of that Super Bowl they had a couple years ago. Why do you think that is?
Well, I just
threatened.
Possibly. Not even threatened. I think it's just when you take the competition from. Like our culture is competitive, man. It is, but I think when it goes past the music itself to blocking things in business, then I don't understand that. Like right now, he's not even competing for a slot. You don't have a new song out that he want to be on the top 10 or top 5, and you still competing. It just don't make sense. Like what are we competing for? What's the goal? Like this even look a lot of the even a lot of the competitive stuff, or we would call it beef, right? It changed. That terminology changed from when it's Biggie and Tupac, because we start saying the things that people would say that cause beef in the environment. When before that they called it battling in our culture. Right. Because that's what it is until it turns into some street shit. So when you're not competing for those things anymore, and you start looking and you're going, so what was the problem? You can't exactly remember what the problem was. That's what went through with Joe.
The situation took another turn when Jay-Z directly addressed the allegations. He filed legal documents denying the claims and even requested that the alleged victim's identity be revealed. Jay-Z argued that he had been named in the lawsuit because he refused to meet the extortion demands of the victim's lawyer. His legal team firmly rejected the allegations, calling them an unfounded attempt to tarnish his reputation.
To the head of the caption, obviously, but 50 Cent is the king of troll action. And, in light of the things that Jay-Z is now dealing with, he is like put his foot on the gas.
Ooh-wee.
You think he's enjoying himself?
I think he's
Is 50 Cent enjoying himself? Two of the homies that he was constantly fucking with, or trying to fuck with, in the hottest of water. One more than the other, obviously.
I say he's having a terrific time.
Yeah. I got to commend him on one hand, because for him to be in that position and not and speak on what's going on before Cats was ballsy enough to do it, or to say it, or fear of being blackballed or whatever.
He didn't give a shit.
Blacklisted and whatnot. Fifth never cared, and he was like, you know what, I've done my thing, I've got my money, so even if that happens, I'm straight, I'll just cash out type of thing, right? You get the sense that that's what he said to himself.
That's the thing, because he could create his own platforms. He's got that kind of money. It's like, oh, well, if you shut me down here and you shut me down there, fuck you, I got my own network.
Yep.
And I got the money to put my
Yeah. And he never.
That's why 50 don't back down.
No.
He's like,
back down. That's what I love about him.
I get it.
50 was one of my favorite rappers when he came out, because he brought that grimy shit back, like that non-give a fuck punk rock hood shit.
At the time.
In terms of, I don't care what you think of me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna come ball out, and if you don't like it, eat a dick.
Word. Thank you.
And and not to mention that a lot of his songs were dope. His mixtape albums.
Woo.
He did a lot of songs better than a lot of the artists that did those songs.
Yeah, dude, that mixtape run,
which is hard to do. And he did volumes of those mixtapes like that.
Yeah, he did.
Then he came with his album and just splashed everybody.
I know. Yeah.
I tell you that made two motherfuckers made me sharpen my steel as a rapper goes. One being Eminem. He re-sparked that MC, like, oh my God, look at the styles he's flipping. Because I've always been a fan of cats that can flip styles.
Does that? Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh shit, okay, we got to get up on game here. This homie right here is on another level, and I love that because
In response, Tony Busby, the lawyer for the alleged victim, pushed back. He criticized Jay-Z's claims, pointing out that the rapper had previously denied filing an extortion lawsuit against his firm. Busby also highlighted that Jay-Z's legal team had failed to mention that the demand letter from his firm did not ask for money, suggesting that Jay-Z was using the blackmail allegation to distract from the more serious issue.
love people that challenge me, you know what I mean? And I don't mean challenge me specifically. I just mean as an MC, like looking out at the scope of MCs that are out there and what level you got to be at to be competing and to be, still up there and looked at and regarded as one of the top. So for me, I'm always studying and, Eminem gave me a spark, you know what I mean? And then 50, because I was playing a whole lot of fucking paintball and, sort of disconnected from music for 3-4 years. I mean, we were still doing shows, but I heard 50's mixtapes, and then I heard the shit he was coming out with, the How to Rob shit. I was like, damn, this motherfucker's got coming with concepts and got bars. His style is dope.
Yeah.
Like, shit, I need to get back in the motherfucking studio.
Yeah.
What am I doing?
Yeah.
And that got me back in the studio. And I started with the mixtapes, and then it went into my first solo album, and then a couple more mixtapes and Demrick shit, and then the Rise Up album.
Word.
Yeah, those two guys sparked me back up in wanting to be competitive and wanting to do the shit, not having to do it, but wanting to. There's a difference between having to and wanting to, obviously.
Yeah.
I can do it because I'm a pro.
Yeah.
If I have to do it, I'm not as excited.
Yeah.
If I want to do it, I'm fully fucking sparked, and boom, that's when great work happens.
Yeah.
Gotta say.
That's what I feel when it comes to doing DJing too. You know what I mean? You want to have that spark rather than you have to do it. You know what I mean? You come up, as DJs, all three of us can say when we have that spark of we come up with shit and on the fly. You know what I mean? And when we have to do it, it's like, oh, okay.
Yeah. You're not in a creative space when you have to.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. When you do it because you love to and you want to, all the creative shit flows.
Yes.
That's true.
That's true. When you're on a deadline and hey, you guys got to get in the studio because you guys are behind. Blah, 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 blah.
Or when that label head comes to the session and they're all like, we need it today. We need it today. It would be nice if we had it today.
Yeah.
Oh, that kind of pressure.
Remember that?
Yeah.
Remember that?
Artists been going through that since the dawn of time. You know what I mean? The guys from Beethoven and Mozart.
The ongoing controversy has also affected Jay-Z's family life. Sources suggest that Beyoncé has been encouraging her husband to address the allegations head-on, rather than dismissing them. An insider revealed that Beyoncé had always expected her husband to face controversies related to his ties with Sean Diddy Combs, and this latest scandal was something they had already discussed thoroughly.